Office 365 is a wonderful tool that allows us to store information in a lot of different places, from OneNote and OneDrive to SharePoint to Planner to Outlook, all over the place. And it becomes a little bit confusing sometimes to access and find information that you need within your environment to be successful. So the Notes and Actions app helps take care of some of that by putting all the data in one centralized location that's easy to find and easy to look at. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's just run through this in a couple scenarios here with this test data that I have in here. So let's say I'm in a meeting, for example, and the word access comes up. It's a key phrase that I want to search on. Now notice here within these key phrases, you don't really see access because I'm searching in the note title, the actual notes, the key phrases, some information you're not seeing on this screen. But you can see here book, PA2, which is Power Apps, access, and then here again, meeting notes to go back into September. So I can quickly and easily find this information, click on it, see what it's talking about, and go from there. I can also see if that file has an attachment to it. So for example, if I'm looking for information on, I don't know, how to sort something. Now this is going to be technical information, right? How do I sort something? And sort's not giving me anything. So let's look just for Power Apps and see if we see something. So there's an if statement. So if I was looking for something with an if statement, for example, now I can easily drill down into that, or I could have typed in if statement, right? And it would have come up. Now I see here immediately that I have some attachments. So as I drill into this, I can go and it says see the attachment. I can click on the attachments, open up the attachment. And now when I open that up, it's going to show me this happens to be from OneNote, PDF file that says, hey, this is how you do this, and highlights that information. Again, and here's another example, just information at your fingertips. I knew it was associated with a note or a meeting that I had, or I dumped in this information as a reference point. So these PA2s are a lot of the reference points. I can also look up different meetings. If I'm wondering, hey, what meetings was I in today or yesterday or last week, I can easily go and see, oh, that's right, this is what I meant on. And I can go down and look into any one of these meetings and see what the detail is and go way back. I can search for key terms that I'm looking for. If somebody calls me up and says, hey, what's going on with MTASM, I can pull up that meeting with ServiceNow. Because the reality is, when I'm in meetings, I'm collecting information and little tidbits of information from other people that I may not normally record somewhere in a consistent manner. This allows me to search this. Now, of course, you can search it in OneNote as well, but then you're going to have to link the file to a SharePoint and kind of do all that. So this just kind of keeps it all in one tidy place. Let's see here, I want to add a new note. Now, if I want to find that new note, I can type in new record. And the reason why it doesn't come up at the top here is because it puts everything at the top by date, but then at the date, it puts it at the bottom of that date, of that row of dates. So if you go down to the bottom, and it just happens to be today, I added a bunch of data to the system. But you see, you can kind of scroll down pretty easily through the data and see and find what information you put in on a specific day. And I'm still looking for that new record. That's why I searched for it, because I happen to know. And it is right there, new record. So here, let's just say I want to name this record Joe Snuffy. And I'm meeting with Joe Snuffy, and we're going to talk about Mickey Mouse. And we're going to talk a little bit about MTASM and Okta. So, and I would put in more information, right? As they're talking, I'm typing in notes. Well, let's just say I have a real quick one that I just want to email Mickey. And I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm taking notes. I don't want to really be complicated. I don't want to take my focus off of the meeting. I just know, hey, I got this action item here. I can put it in there just like that. I can assign it, or maybe I have an action item that I've assigned to somebody else, right? Maybe to Colonel Smith, for example. So I want to be able to track all of this information. Pretty easy. When I get done with the meeting, I just simply hit save. Now notice this is going to turn to a 1 here on my next screen in just a moment. Notice that it turns 1, and the reason why it turned 1 was simply because I added an action item. So I can go in there quickly and see, oh, okay, I've got some action items. Great, I need to email Mickey. Now I may just decide to email Mickey and take that out completely. Or I may take and add it to a planner task. So to do that, I just click on this. I'm going to put that bad boy over there, email Mickey. I may put some details in there, and this is where it becomes critical. I need to be able to put in some sort of ID here that associates these two tasks to one another. And I'm just going to hit save there, and I'm going to exit and save that. So now when I pull up Joe Snuffy again, notice here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 as my unique ID. I'm going to be able to go into Planner and find that task easily. And when I'm in that task, I'm going to be able to link it back to here as well. So we're going to do that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and just create one more record here. And notice here it just popped up, new record. And I'm not going to open it, but just to show you the delete. So we're just going to say, yep, we want to delete that file, and notice that file will go away. It's always synchronizing here with the data that resides right back here inside of your SharePoint list. Now let's go over to Planner and see if we've got that task created for us. Now sure enough, there's the task. I'm sorry, the top of where the task is, you can't see right now, but here you can see where it says email Mickey. You can see that unique identifier that we put in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So if I'm inside of Planner and I don't know, well, where did this task come from that's asking me to do this, which is frequent, I can just say, oh, the meeting number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. I can copy that and go right back to my notes and actions, type that in, and boom, there it is. And I go in and drill a little deeper and see exactly what I need. If I'm in a meeting, for example, with somebody and they ask me, well, what about Okta? I can easily say, oh, okay, I had these 5 meetings and we talked about Okta in each one of those meetings. So for example, Joe Snuffy here, I want to see, let's say there was a lot of data on the screen. There isn't, but I could type in, and I apologize, you can't see this, but I just hit Control F and typed in Okta. Notice now it finds it right in because Power Apps builds it native right inside of your web browser. So that makes it really easy for us. And so that's an easy way to find information from any meeting at any time. As you can see, it's very easy to use as well. So Joe Snuffy, let's say I'm done with this record. I can just click, yep, I'm done, hit delete, and now it goes away. Of course, we have to clear that out, and now we can see all of our information.